Hey, welcome to the Neka Said podcast. And if you're new here, I'm Neka Williams, a planner girl, mom to an 8-year-old husband, and a diehard Atlanta Falcons fan. At the end of 2016, I was happily fired from Amazon, which jumped off this online journey. After signing 2 clients within 10 days and booking out my services as a virtual assistant, I was thrown as the Facebook queen and Coach Neka was born. All that to say, I'm a virtual assistant and a VA coach helping women realize they don't have to choose between work and their family. You can have both. And if you're looking for financial freedom while also having family focus, this is the podcast for you. You'll learn how to grow a business that fits into your personal life and not the other way around.
I know you probably had this thought. I don't know what to do. So many people post that and ask that and struggle with that on a daily basis. They don't know what to do in their business. They don't know how to get started. And the number one thing that I did in the beginning was figure out exactly what did I want. And for many years, I was in the same spot. I didn't know what to do to actually make this business work. I didn't know how to get started. I didn't know what I need to focus on. And even when I sat down at my computer, I didn't know what I needed to work on to get me to wherever I wanted to be. And so the number one thing that I didn't have in place, though, was any kind of goals. I didn't know exactly what I wanted. I knew I wanted to make money, but I didn't have a goal as far as how much money did I want to make. And I didn't know what did I need to do to get to that amount or hit that goal, or even for like followers in my audience, because I knew that was a key piece of it. I didn't know exactly what kind of audience I wanted, where did I want it, how did I want to nurture that audience, and what I even wanted to do with the audience. I just didn't have any kind of direction in my business. And even the things that I was doing, I wasn't able to see what was actually working and what wasn't working because I wasn't tracking it with any goals. So one point in my business, I felt like that I was just actually spinning my wheels. I was just sitting in one spot and I was definitely working. I was hustling, I was grinding, but I wasn't actually moving the needle. And if it was moving it in areas that I really wasn't even focusing on. My focus was on actually signing the right clients, hitting my income goals, and building my audience and showing them that they can do it too. But I was actually doing things that was not helping me hit those goals or staying on track to actually eventually hit those goals. So if you're constantly not hitting your goals like I was, if you're feeling like you're just spinning your wheels, you're stuck in one spot, you're not moving the needle, or even if you're like quickly hitting your goals and you're not feeling motivated or stretched, and if you're just in one spot and you really want to go ahead and blow this thing up, then I'm going to show you, we're going to talk a little bit about how to effectively set goals that actually gets you to the spot that you want to be at. And this is a lot what I do with my one-on-one clients. This helps them when they're coming to me super confused, super all over the place, not knowing what to do in their business. And they leave me in 3 months with 3K, 5K months. We actually go through a point. In the beginning, I'm like, we need to set some goals to get you to where you want to be. And the number one thing that I think about when we're actually setting goals is what is a realistic goal? Something that you can realistically hit, but also put in a little stretch on it. So if your biggest dream is like, I need my first 1K, what will get you to actually 2K? You need to stretch yourself because that motivates you to even work harder to actually hit that goal. And let's say you don't hit the 2K in a month. If you don't hit the 2K in a month, would anybody be angry for having $1,500 in their bank when you were only striving for $1,000? So make sure it's something realistic as far as the time frame goes, but make sure you add a little more to it to get you to stretch, get you to actually put in a lot of effort, stay committed to this, and actually hit what you need to hit. This doesn't always have to be financial. I think a lot of us business owners, we always looking at the financial goals. There's a lot of other factors that actually impact your finances in your business. So what are other things that you want to do in your business? Maybe it's growing your Instagram or your Facebook group, because if you have a bigger audience, of course you can hit those financial goals. Maybe it's doing more podcasts or Facebook Live interviews, or staying consistent and doing Facebook Lives inside of your group. What kind of things do you need to do to actually hit those goals, whatever they look like? So if you're growing your audience, what do you need to do and stay consistent to actually grow your audience? What do you need to do to stay consistent, actually hit those financial goals? So make sure you're looking at all of the pieces, but this also leads into my next point, which is set a deadline. So you're not just oh, I'm stuck at the 1K or 2K point for months and months and months. Set a deadline. This is going to help you stay committed, of course, but it's also going to keep you accountable to what you need to do every day. So when I set my deadlines, I give myself, just like before, I definitely give myself ample amount of time, but then I also cut it back a little bit to stretch me. So I don't want to say, hey, okay, I want to make $1,000 if it's like my first $1,000. I want to do that in 6 months. Of course, you can probably do that in 6 months. What about if we say we want to do that in a month? We want to go ahead and make our first 1K in 1 month. If that scares you, then that's a good goal for you. You have a deadline, you have your financial goal or whatever you're working on, and it's going to keep you accountable. So you want to track what you're doing every day. You want to track how much you're making, what clients you're signing to go ahead and hit those goals, whatever it looks like for you. So the last piece of it is when you're setting goals and you're effectively setting those goals, all of your steps lay out right in front of you. A lot of people come to me and they're so confused about what to do, where I'm all over the place. If you set a goal and you work backwards on that goal, you will figure out exactly what you need to do. So if you set a goal, let's say a financial goal, if it is 1K, you need to look at your services. How many packages do you need to sell? How many clients do you need to sign up to actually hit that goal? So you have that number of clients that you need to sell. Let's just say maybe it's 500 a piece. So it's 2. So you work your butt off to go ahead and sign those 2 clients. What do you need to do to sign 2 clients? So work backwards. All of your steps will fall into place and you'll know exactly what you need to do in that month to go ahead and hit that goal. So those are my top 3 tips to effectively set goals that get you unstuck, that get you knowing exactly what you need to do when you're sitting down at your laptop. You won't feel so overwhelmed with all of the things that you need to do because you're super focused on exactly what you want to do in this month or in the next 2 months. And make sure that it's something super realistic, but also something that stretches you. If you're hitting your goals too quickly, then you're setting the bar too low. You need to have high goals so you can strive for those and hit those. And that's how you make massive momentum in your business, is by setting goals that stretch you just a little bit. So if you have any other questions, go ahead and join us inside of the Virtual Assistant Club Facebook group. Leave your comments and your questions there. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast and go ahead and leave a comment or a review. But I will see you again in another episode of the Neka Said podcast. Thank you so much for the support. I love you guys.
Thank you so much for joining me today, and make sure you check back next week for another amazing episode with actionable tips to grow your online business. In the meantime, leave a review and let me know your thoughts on today's episode. And if you want to see what I'm up to, check out my Instagram page at Coach Neka. Come hang out with other women on the same journey in the private free Facebook group, the Virtual Assistant Club. And remember, every day you're one step closer to the dream life you want. Keep going, girlfriend.